Whew. What's going on with you, brothers? What's going on with you, brothers, man? It is your dude IP in the building, international passport. Hope you're all doing well, brothers, man. Before I speak any further, brothers, how is my audio? Please press a one in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear. Who is in the building? Please press a one in the chat. Johnny, can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so my guest Johnny can hear me. Now I want to know if you brothers can hear me across the pond. Okay, so please press a one in the chat. Justin, thank you for confirming, brother. I appreciate you, bro. The Legend of Tensuke, thank you for confirming, brother. Much appreciated. Can we get a couple more ones just so I know it's across the board and there's no issues at all? We got 8 people watching, plus a one right now. Okay, awesome. Gilbert, digital marketing, send me a DM on IG. Want to hear all about your time in Calgary. If of course they're checking for brothers. Awesome. So I think we're good. So, brothers, welcome to another classic live stream by your gracious host, International Passport. I want to say a huge thank you to all those that have supported me and the movement over the past couple of years. Your support is greatly appreciated. Whew. When you come in tonight, brothers, please make sure you please hit the like button, hit the PayPal, hit the super chats. Please support me and what I'm doing. This is a very powerful movement. We got back-to-back classics, man. So please support me. Join the Patreon, cop the merch. Anywhere you can support, please support. And of course, like the video. So let's get straight into it, brothers. In today's live stream, we shall be speaking about Vancouver, Canada, woman in Vancouver, Canada, IT, remote working in Vancouver. Got a very special guest with me called Johnny, who was recently in Vancouver, had a great time, and he wants to share his experiences with you brothers, man. So without any further ado, Johnny, how you doing, brother?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Can't complain.
Awesome, brother. Awesome, brother. So, brother Johnny, do you mind giving us a brief intro about who you are, brother, where you're from, brother, and anything special about you, brother? Go on, brother.
With pleasure. So, I'm from the U.S., obviously, specifically the tri-state area, East Coast. I was born and raised there. Got a few degrees. Background is in engineering. After I finished up my doctoral degree, was recruited by a big tech company out west, and I moved in 2016 to start that process engineering job. And I'm still working for that same company. Was a process engineer for a little over 6 years now. I'm in supply chain engineering, and for the most part, my job is remote-ish. If any brother can get into remote work or something close to that, I highly recommend it because it gives you the freedom and the flexibility to still tap into the U.S. economy, but anytime you can, spend time outside of the West, which is I think good for a brother's mental health, in my personal opinion. Wasn't always a blue book gentleman. I've been traveling for the past, I'd say 7 years, but didn't even think about, considering a foreign woman as sort of like a demographic of woman to date until really, early I'd say mid 2022. And since I made that change, I haven't looked back. I was recently in Canada. So yeah, I was there, last week, April, first week of May, and I had a good time, and I definitely plan on going back. So yeah.
Amazing, brother. So let's peel it back layer by layer, line by line, string by string. words by words, brother. I'm getting real poetic here.
Yeah, you're like a poet,
call me the Black Shakespeare.
Nice.
Call me the Black Shakespeare, brothers. Okay, so why did you pick Vancouver, Canada, over any other cities in Canada? There's Toronto, there's Montreal. Why specifically Vancouver, brother? What's the whole backstory there?
Good question. So, I guess, yeah, multiple reasons why I picked Vancouver. To start, I had actually been to Vancouver uh, more than several years ago when I first started traveling in 2017 when I got my passport. Vancouver, Canada was one of the first cities that I went to with family. And I spent, I want to say we spent like maybe 3, 4 days there. And it was during the summer. And, I had a good time. I had a good time. Uh, Same modern conveniences as the US. Weather was great. Uh, I'd say a little bit cheaper. So your dollar stretches just a bit. Um, Also did a little bit of hiking while I was out there, saw some of the sights, and I just overall had like a good time. So it was a place that I had already been to before and I was already comfortable with. That's number one. But two, the second reason why I decided to go, well, there's probably like I'd say three reasons. The second reason why I decided to go um, was because it's literally right there. So like I'm like based in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, and I can literally just drive up to Vancouver. Didn't want to take a plane anywhere. Just wanted to go somewhere where I could get there kind of in a quick amount of time. Uh, and Montreal, Toronto, Quebec, they're all the way on the other side of the country. And it's not that I wouldn't want to visit those spots too. It's just that Vancouver is rather close to me. And three, I had actually watched a few of your streams on Vancouver, uh, and the general feedback from all the guys that had been there or the guys that lived there was overwhelmingly positive. So I figured, why not go up there and spend a couple weeks up there? So that's kind of why I hit up that city.
Awesome, fantastic, brother. So you were able to work from Vancouver, but
Yeah.
have your main job in the US. How did you manage to do that? Obviously, don't give the whole details as to how I help you technically, but you can tell brother it's part of the Patreon package, right? But so you work a job that's remote, almost full time remote,
Almost.
and
Yep.
and then
That's
break it down.
true.
Go on, bro. Go on.
So, if we rewind the clock back to when COVID hit, when that happened, a lot of the folks that I work with, the general group that I work with, we all were sent home, right, with our laptops, and we had to keep working. We had to continue our jobs, right? But what was just I guess just convenient was that like everything that we had to do with our job could be done pretty much from home on the laptop. Now, uh, we're technically, hybrid, but if there isn't a need to be on site, if there isn't if it's not absolutely required that you be on there, then you don't have to come, right? And that's sort of like the situation that I'm in. Um, when it came to uh, going to Vancouver, I didn't really want to have to take off time from work, and didn't want to flag my you know my place of work, right? So obviously, because you had advertised on your Patreon uh, through a couple of your tiers that there's a way that folks can go about um, kind of like hiding that your actual location. I decided to go on that tier that you offer and get that information and have you kind of help me set up a system where I can kind of live that blue book gentleman lifestyle, that passport bro lifestyle, where I can still work online, still perform my job role, but unbeknownst to the company, uh, I'm somewhere else, not necessarily, you know, uh, in my home city. And so that's pretty much what I did while I was in Vancouver. Still was working and everything, but uh, you know, they didn't know I was there, and still worked the usual 8 to 5, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, and then when I got off of work, uh, hit up the town of Vancouver. So yeah, and like, yeah, if anyone can do that, if anyone can afford to do that, I totally recommend it, highly recommend it. Which I mean, it's pretty affordable. Going by what you charge, it's not going to break the bank. If folks can afford to pay their phone bill and like streaming, then they can afford the platinum tier and the lightning tier prices, and it's well worth the investment because it's given me the freedom to really live this lifestyle where I can travel, and still work. And I think that's like you having the best of both worlds when you have access to the American economy or a first world Western economy, but you can still spend time somewhere else and enjoy the benefits of that other place, whether it's, fresh organic food, better weather, or better women in general, or just a better culture all the way around. So yeah, that's like a free plug. Like guys, if you haven't done it yet, get on IP's platinum tier, lightning tier. He will actually walk you through how he would set your system up step by step. And actually, very quick story. Even though we already did a separate stream on it, my time in Colombia, one of my friends who was working remotely, he almost got caught by his company. And so what I told him, I said, hey, you can use, my laptop as like a hotspot. And, based off of the system that you set up, he and I were both using one of my laptops as a hotspot, right? And that company never found out that he was working abroad, because he was, kind of piggybacking off of my device. So, obviously I don't live with him or anything like that. And, he's not gonna be able to really access that feature because he's not around me, but he's definitely gonna sign up and contact you at a later date to get his own system set up, because like he tried to go about it a different way. It didn't work. He almost got caught. And if they had dug deeper, they probably would have just let him go. So I ended up saving his job just by virtue of the fact that I already had my system set up thanks to you. So that's a free plug for anyone that's listening. Like I strongly recommend it. Strongly recommend it. Because you'll be able to move like a ninja. You'll be able to move like a ninja out here. I'm serious.
Thank you for that breakdown, Johnny. I appreciate you, bro. Brothers, I'm here to help you out, man. This is the best Passport Bros channel. I'm not here to play around, brothers. I'm serious about this, brothers. I know the tricks. I know the books. I know IT inside out. I helped Johnny set it up. Brothers, you got the woman aspects, the IT aspect, the remote work aspects, the different countries aspects. It will be very hard for you to fail if you follow my mentorship and my advice. Join that platinum tier and the lightning tier. Appreciate you, Johnny. Shout out to Mr. J for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Halfway through the year, let's get those remote jobs. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. So, brother, tell me more about how it was like working remotely in Vancouver, brother. I want to know about the cost of living. I want to know about the weather, the culture, and were you comfortable working there, brother? Break it down for us.
All good questions. All good questions. So in terms of working there remotely, absolutely no issues. Vancouver is a first world modern city. Their infrastructure is on point. It's top notch. Almost everywhere you go, you're going to have decent Wi-Fi, strong Wi-Fi. A lot. I think there are like, digital nomads there to some degree and people working remotely already there. So you're not going to have issues from a Wi-Fi perspective. When I was up there, I didn't have issues from a Wi-Fi perspective. I had strong Wi-Fi. As long as you got strong Wi-Fi, you're going to be golden. You're going to be good to go. So that's number one. It's definitely like if you're a guy that's in IT, you want to work remotely and you're trying to take a look at or take inventory or take stock of locations that will allow you to be able to do that from a technological perspective without any issue, you can easily do that in Vancouver. That's number one. in terms of like the cost of living, if you are making your money in American dollars, or you're making your money in euros or in British pounds, and you go to Canada, you go to specifically go to Vancouver, um, your money's going to stretch a bit. Now, it's not like going to, Brazil or Colombia, but uh, those currencies, the dollar, the euro, the Great British Pound, they're a little bit stronger than the Canadian dollar. Okay, so like with the American dollar, it's about one American dollar is about in roughly anywhere from 1.25 to 1.33 Canadian dollars. So it's like when you're up when you're up there, it's like everything is almost like 20 to 30% off, if you will. You know what I mean? In the way of food, in the way of getting around, like Ubering and whatnot, that sort of thing. Now, property up there, that's like actual legit property. It's pricey. It's expensive, and there's a reason for that, that we can get into. But in terms of like food, in terms of transportation, it's definitely um, it's you're not gonna be struggling. You're not gonna be struggling, especially like if you're making at least 80, 90K, 100K in terms of American dollars, right? That's like, what would that be? I mean, a third a night. Yeah, that's probably going to put you like 110, 120, 130, 140 Canadian, 140K Canadian. So I think you're going to be just fine. Um, let's see. Yeah. And culture, weather and culture. So when I went to Vancouver, I went the last week in April, first week in May, right? And if anyone that's familiar with Vancouver, it's pretty much located in the Pacific Northwest. And in the Pacific Northwest, it gets kind of, not kind of, it's overcast from, I want to say, October all the way through a good part of April going into May. Rainy as well, chilly. So when I went, the last week of April, first week in May, it was it was just starting to change. The weather patterns were just starting to change, and they were starting to move into their spring season, where you actually get to see some sun. And so I was lucky enough to where I actually got to see the city uh, when the sun comes out, and when it's not as rainy, it's not as overcast. Um, and that's when you really get to see more people out and about. You definitely see more women out and about. Obviously, my best recommendation for folks that want to go is definitely the summer. Definitely the summer. It's just going to be great weather all day, right? Long days, right? Because the sun is going to set probably like 9:30, almost 10. And so you're not going to have to deal with bad weather from, I want to say, early May, mid May, all the way through probably all of September, maybe early October, maybe. But yeah, so that was as far as the weather goes, it was okay. It was decent. And I got a decent bit of sun near the end of my trip. And then in terms of the culture, man, it's excuse me. Like, in short, it's better than American culture. And the reason why I say that is because the people there are just polite, both men and women. They seem to just be a little bit more polite, a little bit more engaging than just like your typical American. And I don't know if that's partially because Canada and Britain are like sister countries, and so like some of that politeness that some Brits are known for, that's kind of like transferred over in the way of culture to Canadians in general, or that's just how Canadians are and have always have been. But people there, they're just very polite. And like if you talk to them, they'll talk to you. Um, that's number one. Uh, and like the woman, especially, they're just warm, they're friendly. Um, and like when it comes to what, regardless of what you are, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Asian, like there's no, people aren't going to have this standoffish approach to you. right? Because it's a very, very, very multicultural place. Okay. There's white people there, sure. But like, I mean, you would almost think like they're not really the majority there, like in Vancouver specifically. The reason why I say that is because like there's a large concentration of Asian people there. Like actually, I think if you total it all up, there's probably more Asians. Like if you add up everyone from Southeast Asia, everyone from East Asia, and I'm talking, Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, South Korean, and then, folks from Thailand. And then like, yeah, you want to tag in, Indians, some and folks from the Middle East. There's probably more Asian people than there are white people, which is nuts. I think like they've got some specific terms for Vancouver. One is Hongkouver,
Yeah.
because there's just so many Chinese people there, right? And the other one is Japanada, because there's a lot of Japanese people there. But yeah, because it's so multicultural, like if you're a brother and you're concerned about, okay, well, how will I be received if I go up there? What are people going to think of me? You know what I mean? They're not going to be thinking anything outright like negative, outwardly negative towards you, like because like there's like a shade or a creed of every stripe in Vancouver. And that's part of why I found it so refreshing when I went up there. Yeah, I was a black guy, but like I got treated with the utmost respect. People were super polite. You know what I mean? Nobody clutching their purse. No one crossing, the street when they see me coming or anything like that. And I think a lot of that has to do with like just the content that the Canadians consume. They don't consume like I don't think they can. I really don't think they consume any of that negative, any of those negatively charged narratives about people of color in general. Plus, there are people of color there, so yeah, the culture is just very open and accepting.
Amazing, brother. Amazing. That's exactly what we want to hear. So it's sounding great so far. So let me ask you, brother, about let's just say um the the cultural aspects of Vancouver. Is it very Asian influenced, or is it a mixture of different cultures, brother?
Oof, man, that's tough. I mean, the Asian influence is definitely there, man. I mean, it's almost. I mean, like depending on where you are, like if you're in, like I spent at least 1 week in Coquitlam, which is kind of like a suburb that's I want to say that's 25 to 30 minutes east of Vancouver, and it was. I mean, in that part of the metropolitan area, I mean, it was all Asian, almost all Asian, and names of stores were just like in some foreign language, like not even we're talking not even English, man. Like no English. Like in terms of like the names of the stores, even though like the people there can speak English. But like, yeah, there were times where I didn't see any white people, like any. Um and then like there's everyone has like every there's a part of Vancouver that like every community has like some part of Vancouver, like so if you go to Coquitlam, there's Filipinos there, there's South Koreans there for sure, right? But if you go to like the Richmond part, I hear there's a lot of Japanese there, Chinese there. If you go to North Vancouver, you get on the bridge and you cross that narrow body of water. Like it's like a lot of Middle Eastern people, a lot of Persian people. Um, if you if you go to like the South Main area, there's a lot of Afghanis. Okay. If you go to, I'd say, kind of like the southwest portion of the city, it gets Italian. Um, so it's like, yeah, I mean, the Asian influence is definitely there, but um, but it's also very multicultural. I want to say it's kind of like both. It's kind of like both. I wouldn't say there's a huge number of like Af- African descended peoples there, where I think we're pretty much a minority there. Um, but yeah, there's definitely like a contingent of like Latinos and Latinas there for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say yeah, it's predominantly Asian, but there's definitely that multicultural thread where each community has like their own little pocket of Vancouver.
Damn, amazing, brother. Mr. Firefly, send me a DM on IG, please. Want to hear your experience about how it went for you in Vancouver. Thank you, bro. So, next question for you, brother, is tell us tell us why you like Vancouver. Tell us like the let's say your top 3 reasons or top 5 reasons why passport bros should consider traveling to Vancouver, and of course, remote working from there since you had a great time remote working there. Go on, bro.
Sure. Uh, Reason number one why I would go to Vancouver, um, it's super safe, clean, and it's first world. And you can work there easily with a remote gig. Like that's like I'd say the number one reason. It's very safe. Like I no, it didn't matter where I was. I always felt super safe. Two, super clean. I mean, they care about their environment. It's not trashy like certain parts of New York. There is this one street, East Hastings. I don't recommend anybody go there. I drove by there. It's a wreck. It's definitely a mess on that one block, that one street. But other than that, like it's clean. It's clean. Um, they got a great transportation system, easy to get around, safe and secure. And the food is like on point. Like it's on point. Like, and that kind of like leads me into my second reason, the food, the cuisine. Like any kind of cuisine you're gonna want, whether it's Afghani food, Turkish food, Greek food, Italian food, Mexican food, Japanese food, South Korean barbecue, doesn't matter what you want. It's up there. It's like it's up there. It can be found up there. Like it's everything that you could possibly, I would think, want in a first world city in that city. Right? That's number two. Um I guess yeah, 2.5, maybe 3. 3 is the fact, like if you're bringing your American dollar, or your euro, your Great British pound, I mean, how can you not go? I mean, it's not like going to Mexico. It's not that cheap, but your dollar's stretching a little bit. Your pound is stretching. Your euro is stretching, right? So it's like you still get the same modern conveniences that you would be getting in your first world country, except it's just a little bit cheaper, just a little bit in Vancouver. And then I'd say number 3 or 4, the women are just very nice, man. They're very nice, very engaging. They're warm. Um, they're not as shallow as American women. They're a little more down to earth, and they're working out. They're all of them working out. They take fitness very seriously, both the men and the women. But for the woman, for sure, take fitness seriously. They can't afford not to because it's super competitive out there.
Damn, amazing breakdown there, brother. So before we go on to the woman's part, shout out to Mr. Black Dragon 10K for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro, for the support. That means a lot to me. He says here, it's tied between Brazil, Colombia, and Japan. You're doing the Lord's work, IPO. Thank you for the kind words, bro. I appreciate you, man. Years of me doing this and saving the lives of brothers. So, brothers, if you can send some donations in, hit the super chats, hit the PayPal, and definitely join the Patreon too. You being on the Patreon as a subscribed member on a monthly basis definitely helps me with this channel and the expenses it takes to run this channel and the other bits I do for brothers, teaching brothers IT every week. Who's doing that? Who's actually putting their personal time teaching brothers IT like me every week? That shows you I'm very genuine in what I do, brothers. So please support me, man. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So thank you for that breakdown, brother, overall about Vancouver. I'm sure I have a couple more questions on that later on. Now, I want to hear about the woman, brother. So I'm going to ask you a question, brother. Right? It's a question that's probably the most important question in the history of mankind. It's it's a question that can bring
Stop
about
world
world
wars.
peace. you know, it's a question that can stop an alien invasion from happening. From planet Mars onto Earth, right? So this question, brother, is the question of all questions. Are the women in Vancouver, Canada, checking heavy for brothers and passport bros, brother? Break it down for us, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely, my dude. They are checking for brothers, man. That's like, and man, and if any brother ever comes back and says that that's not the case, like that's suspect. That's suspect to me. You must have gone up there shabbily clothed, uh, grossly overweight with, gold teeth in your grill and just a mess because every woman, every demographic of woman is checking up there for brothers. This is no question. There's no question about that. Like, yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Damn, damn. Why is it that they're checking for brothers? Because you know, um, I'm just a bit perplexed here because we know it's a minority white city. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
Asians there, Filipinas, Japanese, Korean, Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
Iranians,
Mm-hmm.
Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they checking for brothers? What is it about us that they love so much in Vancouver?
You know, I think it's almost like a mystery, right? It's like one of those mysteries of the universe that, I don't know if we'll ever really determine what the answer is, but I think we can do our best to guess why that is the case. Because I've been around plenty of white people in America, been around Asian people in America, and then I've been around the white and the Asian people in Canada. And it's like night and day, bro. It is like night and day, bro. For one, there's not a lot of us up there, bro. There just isn't. And it's shocking because like Vancouver is like right there. Like I drove to Vancouver, it took me about 5.5 hours. But if I had flown, it would have been an hour and 15 minutes from where I am. If I had been living in Seattle, it would have been a 45-minute flight. And if you live in California, if you live anywhere on the West Coast, you can get there within a matter of hours. Like it's super close, super close. But there's just not a lot of us up there. There's not a lot of American brothers going up there, not a lot of Canadian brothers already there. So I want to chalk it up first. Number one, we're a rarity. We're a rarity up there. We're very unique to them, right? So that automatically means that we stand out to them. We're different, right? Which makes people curious, right? Makes people intrigued. Ooh, that's a black person. That's a person of African descent. What are they doing here? Oh, they're tall. Oh, they got a good build. They're in shape. They dress well. Who are these people? You know what I mean? I want to get to know these people. We don't have a lot of them here. You know what I mean? And they don't. So that's number one. Like we stand out. We're very very unique to them. Um, I also want to say, for the folks for the Asian folks that are there, they haven't had a lot of exposure to us, even in their home country. You know what I mean? They don't. There's not a lot of messaging, a lot of programming. I think probably about us, other than whatever they might see on TV or whatever they might see in pop culture. Um, so when you take that coupled with the fact that there's not a lot of us there in Vancouver, and then they see us, I think they're immediately intrigued. They're curious, and that's I think that's what opens the door to them being willing to engage with you and interact with you. So that's number one. Number two, uh, you don't have this negative messaging or these toxic stereotypes about black men and women up there like you do in the United States. Yeah, there's like a bunch of dogs like barking outside my Airbnb. I hope you can't hear that too much.
It's all good,
Um,
bro.
okay. Yeah, there's so like, and I think you're familiar with this, and they probably have something similar in the UK. Like just in movies, in TV shows, even in our hip hop or songs, there's just a lot of negative imagery surrounding the black male and black female image,
Mm,
right? The black male and black female persona, right? And so Americans, that are not black, they kind of latch onto that, and that's really like their only gateway, I think, to getting to know who black people are. And because it's negative, they automatically don't want to either associate with us, or maybe they're afraid or they're apprehensive, or maybe they're like, oh well, they're not associated with anything good, you know what I mean, so I don't want to associate with them, right? Or I don't know what my family would think if I were to associate with them. But like, you don't necessarily have that in Canada. You just don't have that kind of messaging, that kind of programming. Even when I was just surfing through some of their cable network channels, like I couldn't find anything that was like overtly negative that had black people in it. Like I just couldn't, and I'm like, this has to be part of why they're not like repulsed, or people aren't clutching their purses. Women are not standoffish or apprehensive. You know what I mean? They're they're curious. They're giving me looks. They're giving me stares. They're going out of their way to talk to me. You know what I mean? Being warm. You know, um, so yeah, we're unique and we're rare. You don't have that negative imagery, or those negative stereotypes that are just inundated. Like, they're not being inundated with that. That's number two. Um, and number three, I think we're just downright desirable. I think we're just downright desirable because I mean, the only other counterpart that I can come up with who I think we give a run for their money toe to toe is the white male. I mean, we're no, I think on average we're no shorter really than white men, the world over. We're no smaller than them. Some of us are larger than them, taller. So, not taller, but like we're just as tall as them, just as large as them. Obviously, we bring our own masculine presence to the situation. We bring our own masculine presence wherever we bring ourselves. So there's that. There's that masculinity, um, and yeah, especially when you combine it with the fact that a lot of the black people that are there are professionals. A lot of there's the black folks that are there. They're professionals. They're educated, right? So when these women are interacting with these men, they're interacting with like the cream of the crop. They're interacting with the best of the best. You know what I mean? Um, I think, yeah, when I was up there, and we'll we'll get into it, because I saw so many interracial couples where you have black brothers and Asian women. But like
damn.
I was, yeah, I was in I think it was Yaletown. I was in Yaletown, and I was at this Japanese restaurant getting sushi. And there was a date literally happening one or two stools down from the bar, and it was a brother. I think he was Canadian, and it was a Asian woman. I think she was Japanese. She was good looking too, bro. Good looking.
Oh,
And she was clearly engaged. She was clearly engaged in the date. Look at, like, giving him like max eye contact, smiling, cheesing. And he was just talking about his job and what he did. And I could tell I could tell he had some kind of remote gig going on. I don't know if it was tech or I don't know if it was tech or if it was something else, or if it was in finance or whatever, but he clearly had something going on. He sounded educated, um, didn't look broke, dressed well, you know, beard game was on point. He looked fit, looked physically fit, wasn't out of shape or a mess. Um, so yeah, I say when you add all of those things together, we're unique and we're rare. We stand out. That's one. Two, we don't have that negative, those negative stereotypes and that harmful imagery around black men and women. That's not really present there. And then three, um, we've got a lot of physically desirable features about us. When we are at our best, when we're clean, when we're cleaned up, our body's on point, we're in shape, you know, we're articulate, you know, if you're educated, like I think you're gonna go a long way up there. And I think that's part of why you know, we're getting play out there. You know, we got some sort of edge. Actually, we have an edge, and we could break that down too. But we definitely got an edge compared to other demographics, bro. Like, yeah, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like and I mean, girls told me like straight out, like on at least 2 of the 3 dates. Well, actually, no, 3. 3 out of 3 dates, they told me straight out, and I was just like, I'm like, wow, you told me that to my face. The gall of you to tell me that to my face and put your own men down. Man, I'm telling you, man, they love us and they not hiding it. They not.
Yo, this is crazy. So let me we're gonna break that down, the edge part, right? But let me go back to the Asian woman part. So
Yeah.
would you say, brother, right, in your honest opinion, these Asian women in Vancouver, Canada, are snatching up these brothers? It's like when they see a brother, they'll take the brother, and they don't care if a black woman is after that brother. They want the brother. They're literally snatching up brothers like they're Pokemon passport.
Bro.
Would you say that's a statement, brother?
Yo, man, I'm agreeing with that 150%, bro. They like snatching. They out there fishing, bro. Like they're hungry ass Alaska fishermen off the coast of Alaska, trying to trying to nail humpback whales. Like they're just, I don't know if there's an analogy, a good enough analogy. I think the Pokemon one is probably gonna comes as close as you can get. Like, man, just I was just driving when I was driving around out there, I saw like four or five, like just in driving, like I saw 4 or 5 interracial couples, Asian woman with a black guy with a brother. I mean, and like I think 3 or 4 of them were like on the darker side, right? Like it does not matter. It does not matter. You could be dark skinned, you could be light skinned, you could be in the middle. I think you just got to be a brother. You just got to be a brother, bro. And like you are in. You are in, bro. And like I see these couples walking around, you know what I mean? They're holding hands. She's holding his hand. She's leaning into him. She's leaning into him. She's smiling. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm like, it's because it again, it's confusing because like in the States, you do not see it to this level. Like, you do not see it to this extent at all. Like, if anything, like I think what you will definitely see in the States is like the Asian woman are taking as many white are taking the white men. They're taking the
Mhm.
white men from the white woman. Like it's almost it's almost bad for the white one. Like I'm like, man, y'all are messing up. Y'all are tripping because these Asian women, they will not be outcompeted. Doesn't matter where they are in the world, bro. They will not be outcompeted. But yeah, in Vancouver, bro, it's man, like the white woman in Vancouver and any black woman that are in Vancouver, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Mm.
I don't know. I really don't, man. I really don't know, man. I really don't know. Like I definitely don't know what the black women are gonna do. I definitely don't know. I definitely don't know. But the white woman, I mean, they got a chance, but I'm like, it's just not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Because I mean, like, even if they want a brother, they still got to compete with the Asian woman. You still got to compete with the Asian woman for the black man up there too, and you got to compete with the Asian woman for the white man. Like the Asian woman out there, they compete. They're merciless, bro. They're merciless, man. They're snipers. They're snipers. They're snipers, bro. They're snipers. Like they've been coached and trained. It's almost like they've been coached and trained, like to a T, to do this. You know, if they want you, they are gonna get you. They are gonna get you. They're gonna get you. But yeah, man, it's like they're trying to catch us like Ash trying to catch 150 Pokemon. Like it.
Damn, this is amazing. So if you boys want to hear the full breakdown, because we won't touch upon you on the stream as to how to support a Japanese chick, a South Korean chick, an Indian chick, a Vietnamese chick, a Brazilian chick, go on my Patreon right now. There's a great 2 hour, 30-minute video of us breaking that down in Vancouver, Canada. That is one of my best Patreon videos. Go and join the Patreon and find that post, Vancouver Broken Down. It's on the link right now in the comment section. That's going to help you navigate the Vancouver dating scene very well. So let's carry on from here, brother. So, brother, let's touch upon, you know, the aspect of the love that Asian women have towards brothers in
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver, because I'm from the UK and I know for a fact these Asian chicks, East Asian, particularly Chinese, Japanese, Korean, they're all chasing the white boys. I saw it throughout high school, I saw it in university, I see it everywhere I go to. I see these couples, man. And it's kind of like they hate brothers here in the UK, these Asian chicks. When I first went to Vancouver, and I just saw how the Asian women were treating me, giving me play, choosing signals. I could not believe it. I thought I was on a different planet. I'm like, I can't be on Earth. Hold on? Did 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 a did an Asian chick just smile at me? Am I on planet Earth? Am I on planet Mars right now? What's going on here? So and the thing is, brother, right? It is both sides of the coin. It is Asian women from fresh off the boat, so from straight from Japan, Korea, China that have landed in Vancouver, and it's also Asian women that were born in Vancouver. It's crazy, right, brother? Damn.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They are checking. They're checking for you, bro. And and what you said earlier about how they seem like they don't really have love for us in like in the UK. It's the same in the States. It's either they're with their own men, or if they can, they'll try and snatch up a white guy. But yeah, it is like the complete reverse up in Vancouver. It might be another planet. It might be, because it's like it's just and it's silly because like it is not far from Seattle, bro. It is not far from Seattle. Seattle is the States. Like in Seattle is it's like okay, yeah, yeah. Like it's either they're gonna deal with their own men, or maybe they'll go white. Now it's not like it can't happen in the States. It can. It's just that it is like dialed up to 1,000 in Vancouver, dialed up to 1,000,000 in Vancouver. Like they like it's like they they don't look at it as like a minus. They don't look at it as a minus. And why would they?
Mm.
Why would they? Why would they? I mean, like you're an educated, put together, in shape, masculine, tall brother. Why? Why is that is not a minus? Those are pluses all the way around. All the way around, bro. I mean, actually, you talk to some chicks, we are their preference over white men and Asian men. And man, I've been told that to my face, bro. Like I I had to pinch myself because I'm like, this cannot be real. This cannot be real. I mean, it's one thing to suspect it, but it's another thing to be told to your face. They look you dead in the eyes. They are dead ass, and they're like, nah, like you're superior to them. You have better genetics than they do. Like, bro, don't get me started, bro. Like, it's crazy up there. It's crazy up there. I mean, they're so bold. I mean, they could be on a date with somebody that's not black. They see you, they are looking at you, prolonged eye contact. They don't care that they're sitting across from their date. Do you think that they care?
Nope.
They don't. And the thing is, I'm not really into Indian chicks like that. But I saw this Indian chick, and they're technically Asian, Southeast Asian, and she saw me from like up the block from where she was sitting in this Italian restaurant where it was like outdoor seating, and I saw her, and I was dressed well, wearing a nice watch, had some Cole Haans on, some nice set of shoes. If any brothers are into shoes, I recommend they get a pair. Um, I was in a button down shirt, nice jeans. She looked at me. I looked at her, I looked away, I looked at her again. She was still looking at me. I looked away, I looked at her again. She was still looking at me. And she was sitting across from someone. Definitely a dude. I mean, she looked like she was on a date. Looked like she was on a date, man. And this was a good-looking Indian chick. And the thing is, it's like again, I'm not really not into Indian chicks like that. But like up in Vancouver, they clean they looking good. They looking good. They're not looking all hairy and crap and all that. They smell nice. I'm like, oh wow. Like, okay, you guys combined with like how Western hygiene, you guys actually don't look too bad. You guys actually look all right. But yeah, man, it's just the boldness, They like even if no date is gonna happen, like they're gonna be like, hey, I see you. I want you to know that I see you and I'm admiring you. Even if I'm out on a date. I'm like, wow.
Wow, amazing. Brothers, can we get the donations thrown in? We got over 130 people. Please like the video. Likes very important. Let's get to at least 100 likes. Hit the PayPal, hit the super chats. Another classic. So I would almost say that for many chicks in Vancouver, having a black man, having a brother, a passport, bro, is like a badge of honor to them. It's like they feel like they feel like I've actually completed life. My life has been completed, and I have a black man right next to me, and he's mine. This is the mentality of the average Vancouver chicks, including Asian, Korean, Japanese, Hong Kong. It is a different planet out there. Would you agree with that? It's like a badge of honor to them to have a black man as a boyfriend.
Totally agree with you, man. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. No lies detected. I really do think it's almost like almost like a borderline status symbol. Like, hey, look, I pulled a brother. I pulled a tall, handsome, physically fit, educated, articulate, money making brother. Like, I'm winning out here. I'm winning out here. You know what I mean? I really do think that's what they're thinking, bro. I really do think that's what they're thinking. And it's like what there's another guy in this space. I think he goes by the name Pooh. But he's like he describes it as like this Super Saiyan aura or energy, bro. I kind of identify with that to some degree because it's like, like when we walk in a room, people can tell us apart from other men. They just can, bro. We're bringing our own brand of masculinity. I'll just be frank. We tend to run a little bit taller than a lot of Latino men, a lot of Asian men. You know what I mean? We give white men a run for their money in terms of masculinity. You know what I mean? In terms of size. You know what I mean? And when given equal opportunity, when the playing field is level, I mean, we can be smart, articulate, intelligent, and educated. You know what I mean? To be honest, I mean, it is kind of like a Super Saiyan 3 aura. It is kind of like a Super Saiyan 3 aura. We stand out. And plus, you combine that with the fact that some of us are funny. We got a mouthpiece on us. We got that charisma. That's it. That's it. That does them in every time, bro. It does them in every time. Like, so yeah, I can see how it's a status symbol. Yeah, I landed a brother. Can you land a brother? Yeah, man. I left Vancouver. My self-esteem was like on high, bro. I'm like, man, I'm doing all right out here in this life. I'm doing all right. I'm doing just fine.
No, that's facts there, bro. Like, I think I've mentioned on the stream many times, like, and I've been very transparent with brothers. There've been times in the UK where I felt very ugly. Right? I'm thinking, am I uglier than Shrek? Right? I am out here looking myself in the mirror, right, an hour straight, looking at my face. Am I uglier than Shrek? What's going on here? You go to Vancouver and you see how much play you get. It's going to change your whole perspective about your self-confidence, self-esteem, and you're going to feel good about yourself. A lot of the times, it's not how you look, it's your environment. The environment in America, in the UK, is toxic. Very, very toxic.
It's incredibly toxic, bro. It's incredibly toxic. And the thing is, again, like the guys that I saw these women with, like these women were definitely good looking or attractive, but not all of these brothers were even tall. You know, one guy looked like he may have been 5'6", 5'7". The girl he was with was 5'4". You know, like not all of these guys are tall. These guys don't have like supermodel looks or anything. You know what I mean? So yeah, if anyone is having those thoughts wherever they are, whether they're in the UK, America, just come to Vancouver. Just book your ticket, get online, book your ticket, come and spend at least a week out here. Make sure you get at least one weekend in. Your life will change. Your mentality will change. You'll realize you're not necessary. You're not. And again, don't come out here if you're a mess now. If you're like a complete mess, grossly overweight, you're right. You're on that thug timing. Do not come out here. There's no tolerance for that here,
Yeah.
like there in Vancouver. But if your stuff is together, you come out here, you are going to be treated like a commodity, like a high value commodity. I'm telling you.
To put that into words, the legendary Sean Davis said, "Out in Vancouver, brothers are higher than the price of gold when it comes to commodity," and he's not capping about that, brothers. It's a different world out there. So let's break down the other groups of women there. So apart from the Asian women, brother, who else was checking for you, bro? Because although I'm not a big fan of Indian chicks, right? When I was in Vancouver, I was getting looks from Indian chicks, and these Indian chicks, I would admit, these were gorgeous chicks. So on my second channel, my new channel, International Passport Clips, right? I'll post a link on the live stream chat. I interviewed two very good-looking Indian women. I even admit they were hot, right? And they were checking, right? Every time you walk down the mall, you walk past them, they always give a side eye. So, what was your experience with Indian chicks apart from that one that was looking at you while she was on a date?
Apart from that one Indian chick, all of the other chicks that I spent time with were either white or like Middle Eastern. Um, but yeah, I think like in the mall, I definitely saw some Indian chicks checking me out in the mall. Um, and the thing is that again, it's like night and day. Like because in the States, it's not necessarily like that. Like if you're black, if you're a black guy, oh yeah, you're somehow subpar or beneath them or whatever, and
Mm,
that goes back to their culture and this anti-black thread that's like clearly an undercurrent in their culture. But yeah, in Vancouver, like yeah, I mean the Indian woman, I mean you're high on their list. You're high on their list, like without a doubt. You know, honestly, I mean, like if you and the reason, so it's such that there are Indian men and a German girl told me this. I was out on a date with a German girl who had been in Canada for a few years, and she told me it's to the point where on dating apps, Indian men try to pretend like they're black on the dating apps in order to get a higher success rate in terms of matches. Let me unpack that a little bit. They'll
mm,
for their ethnicity, they'll put other, or they won't even fill it out. They won't even fill out ethnicity, and they'll try to dress kind of quote unquote black, wear a cap, sunglasses, take pictures from far away. Try to dress in clothing that maybe black guys are maybe more likely to wear or whatever, maybe rock some basketball jerseys or some gear like that. They'll try to appear black. Like this German woman told me this. And then you get on a date, you realize, oh, they're Indian. These are Indian men hoping to get play by pretending to be black. In what world? In what world would that actually be happening in? Like that's why I'm like this can't be real. Like Vancouver can't be on planet Earth. It's got to be somewhere else. It's got to be somewhere else. Like nowhere else in the world are they doing that, bro. Pick like spin your globe at home. Spin your globe. Put your index finger on it wherever it stops. I guarantee you, if there are any Indian men there, they are not trying to pretend like they're black in order to improve their odds with mate selection, in order to improve their odds of getting chosen, bro. But in
mm.
Vancouver, that is what they are doing. That means that their Indian woman, that their woman are trying to choose brothers heavy if they can. And if they don't end up with a brother, they feel threatened by even the prospect of us being there. You know what I mean? So like yeah, man, it's just it doesn't make any sense.
So, brother, break down your experience with Middle Eastern women in Vancouver. Were they checking for brothers? And I'm guessing these are Iranian chicks. Break it down for us, bro.
Yep. Yep. They are checking, bro. They're checking. Uh these and they like to say they're Persian, I guess in order to kind of get away from the political stigma to some degree. But yeah, I went on a date with she was a third Kurdish, a third Persian, a third white, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. Very, very good looking. Very good looking. She's about 27, 28. And yeah, she let me come to her spot, pick her up, take her out on a date. Um, like, yeah, when we matched when we were on the site, and I was talking with her, like she was like, "Are you real? Like I like if you please tell me that you're real." Almost like she couldn't believe, like, good looking brother, tall, educated, was available to go out with her. Like, I'm like, man, we must be rare up there. And if they do come across us, they are going to give us play. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, we went out on a date, went to a nice restaurant, and man, she spilled so much game. She spilled so much game. Um, she, she had been in a couple of different relationships with brothers. So there's a history with her. Like, she was feeling brothers from like going back to her early 20s. She dated, I think she dated a brother in Vancouver and dated a brother in Calgary, in long-term relationships with brothers. You know what I mean? And it's not that she hasn't been with other demographics. She has, but like she like brothers, I think, are at the top. They're at the top for her. Um, she said that if I was to come uh up to Vancouver, I would be thriving. I would do nothing but thrive. Nothing but thrive in the dating community. I'd be getting play. I'd be getting more play than I'd know what to do with. Um, but yeah, like when she was on the date, she's very engaged, eye contact. She was trying to make me laugh, telling jokes, just being super funny. You know what I mean? I'm like that kind of effort, man. Like in America, I mean, like I don't even think they understand what the word effort means. I'm serious. They expect you to expend all the effort, and for them to sit there and be spent and have money spent on them and be entertained and whatever. But yeah, man, it's almost like she was pulling out all the stops to make sure that I wanted to see her again. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, just and then the stuff that she would say, you know what I mean, to try and make me feel great, I guess. Like and I'll keep it PG since we're not behind the Patreon wall. But she said something to the effect. It was like some sort of saying. She was like, "Have you ever heard of White Rock?" And White Rock is like this town near the border of Canada. It's not Vancouver, but it's like it's like south of Vancouver, way south of Vancouver, near the border. It's like one of the towns you first pass if you're crossing over from the US into Canada. And I said, yeah, I said, yeah, I've heard of White Rock. And she said, do you know that it rhymes with white, COCK? And I'm like, okay. Yeah, it does rhyme. And she said, and who wants that? Who wants that? I'm like, man, like she's saying this in the car, like to my face, you know what I mean? Out loud. But yeah, man, they're just they love us out there. They love us out there.
Amazing. So, I know for a fact that one group of women are losing out in all this love, and this is the white Canadian woman. When I was in Canada last year, these women were sad, they were lonely, they were frustrated. Even spoke to a few. You could tell there was some sort of animosity from the white woman towards particularly the Asian woman. They won't say out loud, but they feel like, okay, these Asian women are dominating the dating scene. Did you also experience that kind of feeling as well from white women that they're losing pretty hard from the Asian women?
Yeah, they're taking a major L right now. Like it's like not even it's not even really like questionable. Like it's there's a they are clearly at least second place, maybe third, maybe third. When it comes to even their own men, bro. When it comes to even their own men, and it's just so yeah. When I was out there, yeah, I saw quite a few white women that were just by themselves walking. Some had this downcast look. I'm like, man, damn. I'm like, I'm sorry. Their life must be hard. But you're living in a first world country. I mean, I don't understand. You live in a first world country. How can your life be super hard? But yeah, man. Like some of them were by themselves. There were some white women with white men. But by and large, bro, all the couples that I saw, all the different breakdowns and how you can and the interracial relationships that uh I saw white men with Asian women the most, bro. Chads or not, they like a lot of I saw a lot of white men with Asian women, and actually, if he was a Chad, man, he was probably with an Asian woman. He may have been with a white woman one, here and there, but like, man, those Asian women, man, if they want Chad, they are getting Chad. Like they're gonna
Hmm.
just get him, right? And then right behind that, right below that, you have white men and Latina women. White men and Latina women, almost at the same frequency, pretty much the same frequency as white men with white women, bro. So not only do you have the Asian woman beating the white woman, out competing the white woman for their men, for white men, but you have the Latina woman giving the white woman a run for their money, bro. They're giving them a run for their money. Because remember, I mean, because we talked earlier about Latina women, man. Latina women bring it.
Yep.
They compete heavy, bro. They compete heavy. Like, nobody better sleep on Latina woman. Like Team Asia, I get it. I get it. Like they're probably at the top. They're probably at the top. I mean, even from a like world reputation standpoint, like Asian women's reputation is it's almost like above reproach. But the Latina woman, like, man, they are competing heavy. They're competing heavy, bro. They're going to play their role. They're not going to come at the man with a whole bunch of feminism BS, because they know their role, just like the man has to know his role. Okay, see, it's only the white woman and the black woman that just want to they want to put up a fight. They want to put up a fight. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You trying to end up alone? I mean, if you're trying to end up alone, then go ahead and, fight. Go ahead and fight. But you are gonna get a pet at some point in boxed wine. Like that's in your future. I mean, if you really want to like go back and forth, because the Asian woman, they're not trying to like fight you as they're with you. You know what I mean? They're like, how can I be an asset? How can I make his life easier? Same with the Latina woman. Same with the Latina woman. So the Latina woman are even giving the white woman a run for their money. So the white woman got to compete with the Asian woman. And then on top of that, they still got to worry about the Latina woman, even though the Latina woman, they're not in like as great a number up there, but they're up there, bro. They're up there. And if they want a white man too, they're not afraid to compete, bro. They are not afraid to compete. They're not about to feel insecure. They go for what they want. They go for what they want, and they're going to compete. The black women, I don't think they even really try that hard. I think they know deep down, like, look, you got the Asian woman out here competing, you got the Latina woman out here competing. You know what I'm saying? They must feel like they must feel like the odds are against them. Like they really must feel that. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to their men, the black men, you know, if a black man doesn't want an Asian woman, if he doesn't want a Latina woman, if the white woman wants to be more cooperative than the black woman, oh my God. Oh my God. That's why I'm like, I don't know what the black women are gonna do. You have to be at least as cooperative and submissive as at least some of the white women there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know what you're gonna do if you're a black woman and you really want to get like a high quality mate up there. But yeah, man, like yeah, I don't want to get too long winded, but yeah, like Asian women are taking the white men by storm, and the Latina woman is giving the white woman a run for her money. That's not to say there aren't white women with white men up there, but the white women have their work cut out for them, hands down.
Yep. And I think a BW would be very foolish to move to Vancouver to be a passport cis or passport sister. she gonna lose. She's in for a rude awakening. Let me tell you this, man. BWs are last on the list for every man in Vancouver. I'm not being harsh. I've been there myself. Unless she's a light-skinned mixed race BW, she's exotic. She's got a chance there. But she's a normal average BW with weave, long eyelashes, window cleaner, nails, and all that nonsense. She ain't gonna get no dude. The brothers are gonna run away from her to the arms into an Asian woman. I have seen it. They stand no chance in Vancouver, and I'm not being harsh. That's why I saw, So we have all these options, and they want to be passport sisters. I'm telling you, no dude is checking for them. I saw black dudes, I saw white dudes, I saw Indian dudes, I saw Arabic dudes. They were all with different groups of women apart from a BW.
Yeah, it's tough out there for them, bro.
The dating market in Vancouver is no joke. It's ruthless.
It's ruthless.
And it's skewed heavily towards the black man's favor, without a doubt.
Bro.
Without a single doubt. Go on, bro.
The competition is fierce. All the women told me that, bro. All three of them. I went out with like two native. Well, okay, two of them were native Canadian. One of them was from Germany, spent time in Australia, and then moved to Canada. So German by descent, by birth, and by upbringing. And then the other two were born in Canada, but one was half Norwegian, half Italian. The other was, like I said, a third Kurdish, a third Persian, a third white. And all of them said that the competition is fierce. It's just on another level. And like, if you are not ready to compete, you will lose and you will be by yourself. And they all know that. And they all choose to stay there. And they all choose to compete. Most of them they just choose to compete because they also don't want to give up. Like, I think just like everything that comes, all the benefits that just come with living in Vancouver, it's safe, it's clean. They can have their career, they can make a bunch of money. You know what I mean? And the quality of life is just high in general there. And going back to that competition thing, the workout culture is real there. They are not on that American time where, we're going to go to Carl's Jr. and Wendy's and Burger King 5 days a week, 6 days a week. We are not going to go to a gym workout. What's that? They're not on that kind of time, bro. They are working out all the time, every day, probably. Some of them every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. I went to 2 gyms. They're packed. Both of them were packed, bro. Like people take fitness seriously, not just the men, but the women too. The women probably even more so than the men. Like, the women know they gotta be. They just know they gotta be in shape. If they're not in shape, because remember, you have a lot of white and Asian men there in general. White and Asian men, they have no tolerance. They have an intolerance for women that just look busted. Like they're not out here trying to date BBWs, big and beautiful. No Lizzo-sized woman is gonna get heavy play out there. Probably no play. You're not getting. In fact, you're not. I'm gonna just come out. You're not getting any play in Vancouver. You're BBW. you might get play from a crackhead, but you're not no man, no man, no man that is worth anything is going to give a BBW play. Even I'd say even below average brothers are going to have like even like average to above average chicks that are at
Yep.
least somewhat in shape.
Hmm.
Bro, like they got to stay thin, they got to stay light, or slim thick, slim curvy. That's about it. Like that's about it. You can't be too thick out there and expect to clean up. And the Asian women, like, they are in shape, bro. Their genetics give them the edge there too. They watch what they eat, they watch their figure, you know what I mean? And their culture is preserved, and the older woman in their culture will shame them if they gain too much weight. So that culture is very much there. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, man. They're working out. It's a value. Fitness is a value there, in a way that it's not a value in the United States.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I got a couple PayPal donations. Hold on, bro. Shout out to Mr. John for the £7 54 uh PayPal donation. Much appreciated, bro. Thanks for your work. I really like your Asian centered videos. I think brothers and Asian women are a perfect match. Let me just expand on that a bit more. I definitely agree with that, bro, because we have similar cultures. Okay, we both come from conservative backgrounds. We've both gone through hell due to what white people have done to us as black people, as Asian people, our countries, our continents, our communities. You know, um, there's a lot of similarities between our history and our culture. I've always said this myself: black men and Asian women belong together. Even a Japanese woman that came on my channel last year said that she wants to see more black men with Asian women. The only reason we don't see more of that because the white people's propaganda is very strong. Okay, very strong, and unfortunately, a lot of Asian people have taken that in. That will go away in the future. You're going to see a lot more black men with Asian women. Lord winning. Appreciate you, bro. You want to touch upon that before I go on to my next PayPal donation, brother?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think it starts with us just getting out. Got to get out of the US, get out of the UK, get your passport. And yeah, like, okay, here's the thing, right? If you can't make it all the way to an Asian country, and you're in America, just go to Vancouver. At least go to Vancouver, or maybe there's Asian people in Montreal, I think, and in Toronto. Although I would strongly recommend just coming to Vancouver. Um, and you'll get your first taste. Like you'll get some exposure to Asian women that haven't been as tainted or corrupted by the white man's propaganda. You see how nice they treat you, how feminine they are, how soft they are, how they just let you lead. They're not going to fight you, and they're in shape. That's gonna put you on the Asian woman easy, you know. And all it takes is more of us doing that. And women, they talk. They're gonna just share their stories and their experiences with you, with their friends, and their friends are gonna want to join in too. And as time goes by, as more generations elapse, I really do think it's going to change, because the world is a lot smaller. People, I really do believe there's fewer people having this small minded mentality that, oh, you know, white is right and black is whack, or something like that, or or like, oh no,
Bars.
black people are bad, or something like that. I'm like, whoa, I mean, you want to talk about people that are bad? I mean, just look at the white man. Look at what the white man has done the past 500 to 600 years.
Mhm.
Okay, look at what they've done. They're the true savages. And I'm not trying to get too political, but I mean, like, they're the ones going out here bullying other countries, imposing their way of thinking and their will on other parts of the world, on Africa, on Asia. They know they don't have the best history with Africa. They don't have the best history with Asia. Okay. They're the ones that are super, super violent. They're the ones that have promoted all of this feminism and have just unleashed like the horrible side of female nature. Them white men have done this. Okay. I mean, like, you know, in like Africans, we don't have that. We don't have that legacy. Like Africans don't have that legacy of like, you know, having all these military bases here and having all these military bases there, and trying to, you know, uh, be the world's police force and bully other countries into adopting, and having like an American mindset, an American way of life in other places. Only America does that. America has this like that has had this imperialistic history and legacy, not the African nations. So like it really is propaganda that they think that, oh, white men are like good and pure and the best, and the rest aren't. Like it's just propaganda. And I think education and experience is what's going to be the cure for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Ashton for the 15 pound PayPal donation. Thank you, Ashton, for the support. Much appreciated, bro. Shout out to Mr. Michael for the £10 55 PayPal donation. Thank you, Michael. Much appreciated, bro. Michael says here, thank you for your channel. Thank you for the kind words, bro. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me. Brother, you got support, so please, man, send in more PayPal donations. Send in a couple of super chats, man. This has been another classic live stream. It is 3 a.m. over here in the UK. I got work in 5 hours time, and I'm probably gonna go on for another hour for you, brothers, man. You gotta support me, brothers, man. You should all join Patreon, right? You should all be a monthly subscriber to the Patreon. You should be supporting me every time, because this channel has value and it's actionable. It saves lives. It's taking you places. Me and Theo are doing great work for you, brothers. We're teaching brothers IT every week. What other passport bro is doing that, brothers? you know.
It's true.
So
It's true. You guys got to. So we do have Independence Day in America right now, but you guys take a break from your barbecue, take a break from the grilling, tune in into this show, man, because I'm telling you, this information will save your life and save your mind. You know what I mean? It's I really do think like traveling is the antidote. Is the antidote to everything that Black men have had to deal with these past. I want to say 60 years, 50 years, ever since 1970s when our families started disintegrating, and that negative messaging and the stereotypes started mounting. Like this getting on your channel, hearing all these stories, hearing all these testimonies, that's what's encouraged me, and then I go out there, I have my own positive experiences, and now it's all self-sustaining for me. Everywhere I go, it's always been a great experience, and it wouldn't have happened without your channel. You know what I mean? Like having the system that I have set up where I can move like a ninja out here online. I wouldn't have that without signing up for your Patreon. I really wouldn't. It's the truth, guys. Sign up and donate.
thank you very much, Johnny, for that breakdown. Much appreciation, brother. So we're gonna open up the phone lines in 5 minutes, or in a couple minutes. So anything else you want to add, brother, about Vancouver, dating women, working there, culture, cost of living? Break it down for us, brother. The floor is yours before I open up the phone lines.
Yeah, I really want brothers to just go up to Vancouver, even if it's just a weekend. Like fly up on a Thursday night, take Friday off from work, and spend time up there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just talk to people, go out, dress well, carry yourself with respect. Just even the native Canadian white women are very nice. They're very nice and engaging. Like I went to the Cactus Club a couple of times when I was out there. I went to one particular Cactus Club that was kind of by the wharf or the harbor, and I was alone, had a view of the harbor, and this white waitress who is normally like the bartender, she waited on me, and like she saw I was alone, saw that I was by myself, and like it felt almost like I was out on a date with her. It was crazy because she she did more than just take my order. Like she engaged in conversation with me. She's like, "Oh, well, what brings you in tonight? Oh, where are you from? How long are you going to be here?" You know what I mean? Then she proceed, and like this is again off and on, like throughout the whole evening, where I'm ordering a drink, an appetizer, a meal, and a dessert. But I got to really know this girl. Aspiring actress, going to acting school. Talk to me about like the fun activities that she does with her family. I mean, I could have swore I'm like, man, I'm like, it's almost like she's, you know, almost like she's giving me an opening or an invitation to like get her contact information and spend more time with her. But like she just, and she just, in the beginning I was just like, I was like short with her, giving her short answers, but she just would keep digging, bro. She would just keep digging, trying to pull information out of me. I'm like, man, like it's just been a while since I've had that kind of effort uh, invested into me by a Western woman. And the thing is, like, I know she's Western Canadian, I get it, but she saw a good-looking, handsome, tall, well-dressed, educated, in shape brother, and she couldn't. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm gassing myself up. But like, bro, she was just. And the thing is, she was good looking. She was good looking. But I don't have any faith in Western women in general. So it's like, you know, I didn't try to get her socials or her number or anything like that. Um, but man, she was just so pleasant, so nice to talk to. You know, would smile here and there, give me eye contact. Like it didn't matter that I was by myself. Like she was gonna make it a point to, while she was waiting on me and bringing me drinks and meals, like she was kind of be my de facto date while I was there. It just blew me away. Um, yeah, just guys, go up there, go up to Vancouver. You are gonna have a good time. I promise you're gonna have a good time.
Absolutely, man. And brother Johnny, please speak highly of yourself, man. I want to hear more brothers speak highly of themselves. White men can talk about their achievements, like Cristiano Ronaldo, popular soccer player. He's very arrogant, and no one bats an eyelid. But when a black man's arrogant, when he believes in himself, it's a problem. So I want to hear more black men speak higher of themselves. If you're the ish, you're the ish, and let the world know, bro.
Yeah, no, I think some of us need to do that only because yeah, definitely. I mean, if white men can do it and get away with it, we should be able to do it and get away with it too. But two, I really think we need to do that in order to make up for all of the harmful and negative imagery and narratives and stereotypes that are out there, that have been put out there deliberately by both white men and black women to tarnish and destroy our image. We need these positive affirmations to like build ourselves back up, because in our mind we think we are small, but we're really not.
Absolutely, man. Black men are great. Brothers are great. Passport bros are great. That's it. That's the message for 2023.
We're
We're the
killing it.
greatest, man. We're killing it. That's it, man. So put that into your head and believe in yourself, brothers, man. Get in the gym, get bigger, dress nicely, look
Yes.
sharp, get a nice haircut, go out there and be the best version of yourself, and let the world know, let foreign women know, I'm here, right? I'm here. And when I wish, go and do about it, baby.
No, seriously, actually do what he's suggesting, guys. Like I upped my gym frequency from 4 days a week to 5 days a week. When I'm in the States, I'm studying, I'm working, and when I'm out overseas, I'm dressing well. I'm my best version of myself. I got a haircut in the lineup right before I got on the airplane. You know what I mean? I'm studying the language. I'm putting in effort to not only be my best self, but maintain that and sustain that.
Mm,
And I'm telling you, when you do that, and you've got a few accomplishments under your belt, just show it. And the thing is, when you do that, they'll see that confidence. They'll see that confidence oozing off of you, and that's going to draw them and attract them even more.
absolutely, man. You know, there's a reason why, I'm pushing brothers towards IT. We need to make our own economy, our own industry, and dominate something, man, dominate an industry. And it's going to happen very soon, but we have to work towards that bigger goal. It all starts from a small idea to a big concept to it happening in fruition and it being material. So let's work towards that, brothers. Please work on yourself, on your personal improvement, and believe in yourself, man. You will achieve your goal if you work towards it. It may take you a year, 6 months, 2 years, but you will eventually achieve it. So on that note, brothers, you can now call in to ask questions to our guests about Vancouver. If you can't call in, please send your questions in a PayPal donation or a super chat. And let's get some more support flowing in. We have over 130 people watching. So please like the video, please support. And of course, if you want to hear the full breakdown on Japanese women, Korean women, Filipino women, Ukrainian women, Indian woman, Brazilian woman, go on the Patreon to look for the Vancouver explicit 2 hour, 30 minutes breakdown that will give you everything you need to find the woman of your dreams in Vancouver. Certain spots, certain shops, certain places. It's all on the Patreon, man. I'm setting you brothers up for success, man. So make use of it. This is the best Passport Bros channel on YouTube, on planet Earth right now. So make use of the value I'm giving you, brothers, man. Let's get it cracking, man. Boom. Awesome, bro. So while we wait for a call, brother, let me ask you this.
I got more stuff too. Yeah.
Please do. Carry on, brother.
Yeah, man. So the actually, let me go to the bathroom real quick.
No worries, bro. Classic brothers, man. You know what? I got more classics than Nas albums. I got more classics than Wu-Tang Clan albums. I got more classics than Lionel Messi goals. I got more classics than Michael Jordan's NBA championship title winning run. You know, so I'm gonna give you brothers more classics, man. I'm gonna give you brothers more and more classics. If you have questions, send your questions in the super chat and the PayPal, or you got to call in. The calling link is pinned. It is pinned on the live stream chat. You should see a blue bar that says call in. I pinned it. So click on that link and that will get you on the panel. We'll wait till Johnny gets back. Okay, awesome, man. Classic live stream. Amazing. Back-to-back classics. Shout out to Theo for yesterday. I appreciate you, Theo, for the Passport Sisters live stream. Me and Theo are doing a weekly show every Monday. Every Monday, 8:30 p.m. EST, 7:30 Central Time. Be there. Me and Theo will speak about popular culture, Passport Bros, IT, the whole 9 yard. Every Monday. Don't miss it, brothers, man. I'm going to give you brothers more value. And make sure you join that Patreon too, man. Press a1 in the chat. Press A1 in the chat right now if you're going to join my Patreon. Press A1 in the chat if you're going to be a monthly subscriber to my Patreon. Look at that. Marlon Walker. I took my first trip to Vancouver in May. It was life-changing. Marlon, do you want to reach out to me on IG? And you can also call in as well, brother. Okay? You know, this is amazing. So here's a link to my Patreon. Press A1 in the chat if you're going to support IP and the movement. Join the Patreon. Okay, awesome. Johnny's back.
Support, guys. We got 130 people in the watching the channel right now. Yeah, I gotta support IP, man. And feel free to call up. I don't bite. I'll be straightforward with answering any questions you got. Yeah. So one of the chicks that I took out that was half Norwegian.
Hold on, Johnny. Sorry, brother. Well, what's happened to your mic? I'm hearing background noise. There's some sort of fuzzy.
Hold on a second.
Thank you, bro.
Let me close the door. Is it better?
Much better, brother. Carry on, bro.
Yeah. So I was out with half Norwegian, half Italian chick, and she was in shape, nurse, Um, she had like the fattest back like I had ever seen on a white woman. Like I'm like, man, I didn't even think this was possible. I thought it was. I had to ask her if it was real, but she said it was real. She said it was real. She said she earned it. She worked hard in the gym for it. But like, even though she was pretty much Western and Canadian, she still was like just super super accommodating. Like on the 2 dates that I took her out on. Um, she actually no, I think yeah, when we went out 3 times. I think we went out 3 times. Um, and I mean, it was just to be little things like she was leaning into me every time we were talking, complete constant eye contact, smiling. When the waitress brought us water and cups, she poured both our waters. Um, if my water started running empty, she would refill it. She would refill my glass of water. You know what I mean? Um, when we were out at brunch, um, and the waitress had brought my coffee. She was like stirring my coffee as I was opening up a packet of sugar to put into my coffee. Like she anticipated what I needed. You know what I mean? Because she knew I was going to put sugar in my coffee, and she knew I was going to stir it. So she just started stirring my coffee, and I'm just like, this is like the kind of treatment that, like, I mean, if only the woman in America would just do even a fraction, even a little bit more of it, you wouldn't feel the need to wouldn't even feel the need to get on a plane. But when you got a woman even just like a few hundred miles away in Vancouver, Canada, willing to do that, like you can't help but think American women are trash. You just can't help but think that, right? Um, another thing that stood out to me as I was trying to choose what to select while we were at brunch. I was gonna. She really wanted me to like get like some sort of like eggs Benedict type of dish instead of getting this like brunch bowl. She said, "What? Why are you getting this brunch bowl? I could make this for you at home. I could. She said, I swear, I could make this for you. I could make this for you. You don't have to get this. You can get the eggs Benedict because it's harder for me to make that. But I can make this other stuff for you at home easily." I'm like, she already could see herself like cooking for me. I mean, let's just stop and pause there. Okay. Okay. Let's not gloss over that. She could already see herself cooking for me. Guys, like, and this is a Western white chick, pretty much. You know what I mean? Just being nice, being super feminine. And I think what helped is like she had 4 younger brothers and she was just used to caring for them. So I guess it was easy to just care for me in that way. But yeah, like, guys, just go up there. Just go up. I mean, you've heard it from me. You've heard it from Uncle Meat Goodbar. You heard it from like the twins from LA. You heard it from that former basketball player that came on the IP's channel. Like, how many more testimonies do you need? Go up there for yourself. Book the plane ticket. It's still the summer. I mean, I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Like, I went to Stanley Park. Uh, another spot where just tons of women, more women than you know what to do with. You know what I mean? Just, and again, like, they're all good looking. They're all good looking, and it sounds like an exaggeration, and yet it is not. It's not an exaggeration. I'm not capping, because all the women are out there. They're confident to be out there in that hot ass weather, scantily dressed, scantily clad in bikinis, in shorts, in one pieces, in two pieces. Some of them by themselves, some of them in groups. And I'm telling you, if any brother that goes out there, you are gonna eat. You are gonna eat out there. I'm telling you. Stanley Park. Go to Stanley Park. In the summer, that place is just, oh my It's just man. I don't have any words, man. I don't have any words. I don't have any words.
Do you know what, right? There's one thing I'll give Vancouver and Western women, right? In Vancouver, the West women in Vancouver, right? They are some of the most nicest I've met in the Western world. And I'll tell you why they're so nice. They have no time to be they're all feminists, of course, but they have no time to be an ultra radical feminist when they know the competition to get a man is extremely hard. Big girl, you gotta shut up, submit, and shut the hell up if you want to get a guy. You know, that's the reason why they're so kind over there, very polite, blah blah blah, because they know that the Asian woman, the Latina woman, they're bringing the heat. So all that pink hair, green hair, tattoos, piercings. You don't need a man. I'm independent. That ain't gonna fly. If you need a man in Vancouver, you can do that. That's acceptable. That's allowed over there. But you ain't gonna get a dude. The Asian chicks ain't running around with green hair, blue hair, and all that craziness. They come in with complete femininity. They're coming with weapons. They're coming with that charm, and they're taking the men out there. Facts.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And I mean, I'm glad that all of that is the case to keep them in check, man. I mean, because we don't have that here in the States. It's like the complete reverse. It's like white women, they started this feminism movement, got black women to adopt it, and then every other demographic of woman that comes over here, they just get on the same freaking program. I'm like, this is mad. Like, this is mad. But up there, oh no. You do that, you are not going to have a man. You will have to work for the rest of your life. You like it, like it's not even a question. And it's expensive. It's expensive for them in that city. Trying to get by on one income the rest of your life, and the weather up there is cold and dark and rainy, and you're just gonna go season after season with no man, no heat in your life. Okay. Okay. See, they don't want that. They don't want that. That's why you hit the nail on the head, man. That's why they keep that whack BS in check. They're like, nah, I can't behave that way. That's how I'll stay single. Because the Asian woman, they not doing that. The Latina woman for sure ain't doing that.
Facts. Shout out to Mr. Intellect for the $5 super chat. Intellect, thank you for the support, brother. Much appreciated, brother. On a cruise ship in the middle of the Caribbean, but still showing support. I have to catch this replay. Thank you, bro. Look at that, man. Showing support, even though he's on a cruise ship in the Caribbean. That's what a true supporter would do, man. So appreciate you, Intellect, man. You brothers gotta support me more. So if you have some donations, please send it through in a super chat or PayPal. That'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you cop the merch too. I got a wonderful merch that the brothers love, man. The hoodies normally sell out, so go and cop your international passport merch as well and represent the movement and the channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, brothers. So no callers for some reason. Okay, so but me and Johnny are gonna go on for another 15 minutes and we're gonna end it at the 2 hour mark. And if you don't want to call in, that's cool, but we ain't gonna go any further than that without any new callers. Okay, so call in right now, brothers. If y'all call in, I will go on for another 30 minutes. If you guys don't call in, we'll go on for another 15 minutes. I'm gonna end the stream. We're gonna have a wonderful night, and we're gonna all sleep well. Okay, thank you, brothers. Awesome, man. So, Johnny, when are you going back there to Vancouver? What's the plan?
So, well, right now I'm in Chile, so I'm enjoying my time here in Chile.
Oh,
Yeah, Santiago. Yeah, man, I'm not playing with this passport business, bro. Like, I am about getting out as often as I can. Um, yeah, anytime I can spend outside the West, it's like a blessing, man. It really is. It's like I feel normal and human again. But yeah, once I get back, my dad is getting. I have to go to a marriage the following weekend. My dad is getting married to a Peruvian, woman, and yeah, I he's he's getting the foreign woman experience right now. You know, my dad, he works 2 jobs. He's a social worker at 2 facilities and everything. And he met this woman, I think, yeah, late 2021. And he's about to marry her. I'm about to get a stepmom. She was born and raised in Peru, lived in Peru most of her life. She did come to the States, I think 5 or 7 years ago or whatever. No, I think it was like 7 or 8 years ago. But she is still super, super feminine, submissive, plays her role. My dad was like my dad's about 6'2". He was 170 pounds. He's 195 pounds because she's been cooking for him every night, bro. Every night he comes home to a hot cooked meal, and she's like filling his tummy each and every time. She treats him well with respect, loves him. She cut his toenails on his birthday. Like, the kind of treatment that he gets, like, he is like literally treated like a king by her. This is a Peruvian American woman, has not changed, has not allowed the culture to corrupt her. So yeah, I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go to that wedding. Uh, 2 weekends from now. two weekends from now, and then I have to work on a move because I'm trying to get out of Oregon. Or not fully leave Oregon, but like I'm going to be splitting my time between Texas and Oregon, just so I can easily get to Latin America, because Latin America is just going to be my stomping ground. Latin America and Africa. So once I get all that moving done, it'll be mid to late August. Then I can get back to Vancouver. So yeah, I'm definitely going back to Vancouver, man, because it's just I can't not go back to Vancouver. It's a gem.
Let me ask this, brother. Right, so you're in Chile, and obviously, I know you probably just got there, new there, but first impressions there, are they checking for brothers, the Chilean women?
It's not like Vancouver or Colombia, I'll say that, but I do stand out. They do notice you. And some of them will give you like a little bit more than just a glance of eye contact. Some of them will look at you, look away, look back. They're still looking at you. So there's definitely looks of curiosity. I'd say there's more looks of curiosity than anything. Like, oh wow, oh we don't get Black Americans every day down here. Once or twice, maybe 2 or 3 times. Looks of like that could be genuine interest. But yeah, I've only been here I got here Sunday, and it's what is it? It's Tuesday evening here. So, I've only been here a couple of days, but yeah, I mean, I'd say they don't seem to be they're not giving me the same vibe as like Colombian women did or Vancouver women then, but there's still like looks of curiosity, looks of interest. And as always, like with Latino women, they're super respectful. They're super respectful. Like, it's like, the respect is like a notch up from what you might get in the States. You know what I mean?
When are you back?
Oh, this Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Okay, brother.
Sunday. Mm-hmm.
All right. Try and give us as much insight as you can on Chile, brother. Of course, we're going to get you on the channel on that. And obviously, we want the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Be transparent as possible. If they ain't checking, they ain't checking. It is what it is, brother.
Sure.
But
I'll be upfront and honest.
Much appreciated, Johnny. So let me bring in Mr. Zilla Mamba Jarrow. Okay. What's going on, Zilla?
Hello?
Zilla, how you doing, bro? You good?
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes. Awesome.
Fire away, brother.
Yeah, this is my first time. Like, I've been watching your stuff for a while, so keep doing your stuff. Amazing stuff, IP.
Hey, thank you for the kind words, brother. It means a lot to me, brother. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, so I just have like a basic question. Do you think social media will have like a big effect in Vancouver or not?
Go on, Johnny.
So when I was up there, I did like start like a Hinge account, just to see what kind of reception I would get. And I'd say I got a decent amount of interest. I didn't follow up on any of, excuse me, I didn't follow up on any of the leads, simply because like a lot of the hits were in like the 28 to 35 range, and I'm used to dealing with women in like the 22 to 27 range. And those are the women that I chose to talk to.
Okay.
But yeah, like if you want to start like a Hinge account or a Bumble account, you're gonna get interest. You're gonna get interest. Like I must have gotten like 12 Hinge matches in like because I started the account like I think a week into the trip, a week before I left. And I got like 12 or 13 matches, and they were decent looking women. It's just that they were older. I knew they were looking for something serious. And like, if you're over 30, 32, especially, like I'm just not going to deal with you seriously. Like on a serious note, just not going to deal with you. That's my motto at this point. That's my policy. That's my protocol. I just like after 30, I mean 30 and beyond, you've got too many experiences for me to just want to sift through and figure out, okay, well, what kind of baggage are you working with? Blah blah blah. Oh, you want something serious? Nah, no thanks. You're still on the market after 30. There's a reason generally why you're still on the market.
Yeah, something's off.
Yeah, exactly. But no, if you yeah, I like I wouldn't I like if I were you, I would not go up there and think, oh, like social media is going to work against you. You know, I think you could use IG, Hinge, Bumble up there as like dating apps, and you'll still get play. Because again, like you have Indian men on these dating apps trying to pretend like they're black men just so they can get matches. So imagine if you, who are actually a black person, actually a black man, go on there and just be yourself, you're just gonna get matches.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any more questions, Zilla?
No, it was just like my first time, so I just wanted to try this out and like give a basic question. But yeah, I've been watching your streams for a while, and like it's really motivated me, especially. Sorry for the background noise. But yeah, it's motivated me because like living here in the US, like it affects my sanity so much because there's so much clowns around me. So it's good to have some like-minded people to watch. It's like a safe space, honestly. So
Oh, thank you, bro. Keep your head up, brother. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. That's why I keep telling brothers, IT, getting the remote job, traveling. That's secure to the horrible disease in the West, man. So keep your head up, bro. Okay.
Stay in the gym
yo,
too.
for sure.
Keep working out.
Yo.
Keep working out. Because remember, wherever you go, there you are. Okay. If you work to become your best self in the States, okay, even if you're not getting the kind of results that you want in the States, which I don't recommend anybody really date anyone in the States, because they're on that type of programming where like nothing long term is gonna work, where you're not gonna be at risk in some shape or form. When you go overseas, right, and you're in your right mind, you've got your best body, your money is straight, you've got a good job, you're articulate, you've got game, you are going to clean up. You are just going to clean up, period. Plus, staying in the gym is healthy. It requires discipline and commitment, and that's going to spill over into other areas of your life. So stay disciplined, stay committed, keep your body healthy, keep your mind healthy, stay focused, set goals, stay the course.
Yes,
Nice.
indeed. Thank you, Zilla, and thank you, Johnny, for that breakdown. Awesome. I was gonna say something. I forgot. All right, so shout out to Mr. Stupid Rams for the $199 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Hello, any Russian women in Vancouver? Oh, that's a great question, brother. Can you answer that, Johnny?
I don't think I ran across any. I'm sure they're there because I mean Vancouver is like literally, across the pond from Japan and Russia. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are Russian women there, if there are Ukrainian women there. Unfortunately, I more so came across a lot of Middle Eastern and Asian women than a lot of the white women. So, but I'm sure they're there. There gotta be.
Thank you, bro. I think the closest to that for you, Stupid Rams, is Ukrainian women. There are Ukrainian women in Vancouver. I actually did an interview on my channel last year, and the video is out there for you to watch. And they're checking super hard. So that's the closest you probably get to Russian women in Vancouver, bro. But I'm sure they are there in certain spots. Much appreciated, brother. So can someone do me a favor? Okay, can someone watch my live streams and put timestamps, please, in the comment section, so we can watch my streams from yesterday, the day before, this stream as well, and put timestamps for each question and topic. That would be great. So who's happy to do that for me? 'Cause I know some of you watch the streams all the way to the end. So while you're watching the whole stream, do me a favor and put timestamps in the comment section, please, for all my streams. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, brother. Shout out to Mr. B Irons for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you both for the support. What's the ideal age for foreign women to have kids? What group of foreign women are you referring to, bro? It's got to be very specific. Japanese, Colombian, Brazil. If you can let me know in the comment section below what you're looking for specifically, because I can't generalize a whole foreign woman in the entire world. That's impossible, bro. You got any idea, Johnny?
Yeah. If he could be a little more specific with the demographic, that would allow us to give a specific answer.
Awesome. Thank you. So, he says Eastern or Southern European. Eastern, I would say 26, 27, but they're quite traditional in Eastern Europe. Probably say around that. Southern European, I would say 30s, because Spain, Italy, and that Southern European region, they're quite feminist there. So I'll probably say 30s, mid-phase for the woman, early phase, very career orientated there, unless you meet a gem. Would you say to that, Johnny?
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to wind it down to our last 15 minutes, and that's it. We're going to end the stream for 15 more minutes. So call in if you have any questions. The live stream link is pinned on the live stream chat. You can call in. If no one new calls in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to end the stream. Okay, so you got 5 minutes to try and call in, and I'm going to end the stream then. If one person calls in, I will extend it by another 15 minutes. Now's your time, brothers. Awesome. If you have any questions, please send your questions in a PayPal or super chat donations if you cannot call in. Okay, awesome. So Zella, you got any more questions for our guests? Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, I was just about to say. So how's like the is the crime a little crazy over there, or is it just chill for the most part?
That's for you, Johnny.
It's definitely chill. It didn't matter where I was, whether I was in South Maine. I stayed in Coquitlam. I stayed in South Maine. I walked around Yaletown, parts of Gastown, around by Science World. It's just safe. Virtually everywhere except for East Hastings.
Yeah, East Hastings is pretty bad. Did you go to Science World, brother? Did you go inside?
I did go inside, but unfortunately, when I went in, they had it was like an hour and 15 minutes left before closing. So they recommended I come back another time when I'd have at least 2 to 3 hours to go.
It's amazing, bro.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Science World is amazing, bro. Amazing place.
I'm gonna have to go back there just to see it.
Please do, bro.
I think I have one more for the night. One more.
Mm-hmm. Go on, bro.
Okay, so TikTok. Do they use TikTok heavily over there, or not really? Because I have a problem with that.
They probably do. I mean, it's a Western country. There's modern women there. I would assume that they probably do use TikTok. But you know, whatever toxic themes are coming out of TikTok, at the end of the day, I think a lot of the women there are smart enough to realize, like, if they really uh, ingest some of that way of thinking and let it play out in their dating lives, it's not going to work out for their good. Like all of the women, like subconsciously, they know that if they are not putting in a good amount of effort to be agreeable, compatible, cooperative, be fit, um, just be overall nice and feminine, they're not gonna get any play. And you know, women, they believe in competing with one another. Like the women that have partners, you know, they like the women that don't have partners, they feel a certain type of way when they look at women that do have partners. They just do.
Mm-hmm.
They just do. Uh, so they're not going to do or say anything that's going to uh, torpedo their chances at landing a decent quality mate out there, regardless of where it's coming from. Could be coming from popular media, TikTok, IG, doesn't matter.
Facts. Thank you for that
Yes,
breakdown,
okay.
Dad.
Common
Johnny.
sense. Nice.
All right, thank you, Zilla. Thank you, brother. Put yourself on me, please. So I got a couple new callers. So Mr. Ted Gandhi, can you turn your camera on in the background so you're not a troll? Dark Ninja 2. Security vetting, Dark Ninja, you're confirmed. Thank you, bro. Turn your camera off. Ted Gandhi, Ted, you're confirmed as well. Thank you, brother. If you can turn your camera off. Thank you, bro. Okay, let me bring in Mr. Ted first, and I'll bring in Dark Ninja after. Go on, Ted. What's up, Ted?
I'm doing good, IP. My question is related to something that you talk about on your channel, right? And I've been trying to reach out to you, but unsuccessful because there's so much information on the internet, right? So I've been here and there. So my question is related to um, people that work in IT and they're also able to work overseas in IT. You have a program or something going on around this thing. I made a lot of research trying to figure out what it is, but I couldn't figure out what it was. So I just jump in and try to ask, what is it? What is the program that you have? The Japan thing, and what is it? That's my question.
Oh, okay. So here's what I do, bro. So I teach IT every week. I teach Python to brothers, and I also mentor brothers IT, how to get into IT and provide IT mentorship to the best way to get into IT. And of course, I also help brothers set up their systems to work abroad.
Hmm.
Like Johnny said, without their employer knowing that that's part of the Patreon diamond tier and the lightning tier package, bro.
Okay, so you said that's part of the Patreon. What package?
That's part of the Patreon platinum tier and the lightning tier package on the Patreon tier. So there's the lightning tier and the platinum tier.
Yeah, that's something like that that I want to get into because I've been looking at myself. I'm a DevOps engineer, right? So I mess around with all this tech stuff. And I've been looking forward to work overseas because I just went to Kenya and came back, and it was amazing. I went to Kenya. I spent 2 months over there. I went to Rwanda and I went to Germany for a day and came back to Boston. And I enjoyed my time going out there overseas for my first time. Now, I live in Boston here. My goal is to drive up in Canada and go and visit, but I'm close to Toronto and Quebec. I'm so far away from Vancouver. And everybody is talking about Vancouver, and I'm just sitting over there like, how do I get there? I have to fly there. But you know, I just want to drive into Canada and go see what's going on over there because I watching your channel. I saw that a lot of people come in and talk about the difference between Vancouver and Toronto and Quebec and how it's like New York and California or I don't know something like that. So I'm learning. I'm getting educated on your channel and I enjoy the time here. But I'm trying to be part of a community. I'm trying.
You're here, brother. So you're part of us, brother. You called in. You've been watching it for a long time now. You're part of our community, bro. So welcome, brother.
Okay, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Ted. Hopefully speak to you soon. Appreciate you, brother, for calling in.
No problem.
Mr. Fletcher Smith, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll? And let me bring in Mr. Dark Ninja. What's going on, Dark Ninja? How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you guys?
Doing fantastic, bro. Doing fantastic, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fire away, my superstar mod.
All right, so Vancouver, okay, that's the topic of the day. All right,
Yes.
so I have a question. So, is it easy? So, as far as high quality females, do you think it's easy for brothers to pull high quality females in terms of wealth, physically, like body wise, in Vancouver, like the top notch females?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, they're going to work to try and pull you.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, they're just by, the choosing signals that they send, the looks, smiles, especially if like they're going out of their way to talk to you, engage in conversation with you. I mean, like they're trying to give you opportunities, but without coming out and say, "Hey, please take me out on a date." They're trying to position themselves in a way to where they make it easy or easier for you to either ask for a number or socials or take them out.
yeah. Okay, that's so nice. So have you been to any other parts of Vancouver, like Surrey? I think that's what they called it.
Richmond. So I've been to Coquitlam, South Main, Stanley Park. I've been to North Vancouver. So I've been to like 3 or 4 spots. I didn't find the time to make it all the way out to Richmond, but I've heard good things about Richmond. Surrey, I didn't. Let me see. I did check out a church that was down in. I think that's in Surrey. It was called some like World International Christian Church or something like that. I checked that out. But I didn't spend a lot of time in that part. That's because it's pretty far away. It's like 40 minutes from like downtown. And I just went down there because I was just curious. But the places that I spent some amount of time were South Main, Coquitlam, North Vancouver, Stanley Park, and just like regular downtown Vancouver.
So let me ask, brother, how were the women in that church?
It actually, so they all look attractive. Some of them were paired up. It was kind of small. I thought it was like, I was expecting it to be bigger, but it was actually pretty small. It looked like it was only like 30, 40 people max there. But it's full of families for the most part. Some what appeared to be single women there. But yeah, I mean, like if you're a guy, you're looking for a woman of God, they're there too. They're there too. And some of them might even be, I don't know about virgins, but maybe could be low body count. You know what I mean? So and also it was also very diverse too. Church was diverse, yeah. It's whites, 1 or 2 blacks, but definitely some Indian chicks. An Indian chick sat next to me during service.
Wow.
Yeah. An Indian girl in church praising the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. And she wasn't bad looking too. But again, I'm just, just Indian women aren't necessarily my cup of tea. But yeah.
Did you see any Asian chicks there? Any Japanese, Korean looking chicks in the church?
There were, I think they may have been Filipino. Maybe Filipino and I think one of them was Filipino. A couple of them may have been Korean. Yeah.
What about Iranian chicks?
I didn't see that. No. I really think most of them are in North Vancouver.
Wow. An Indian chick praising the Lord. That's some Twilight-ish right there.
Right.
Wow.
Usually, they're Hindu or Hindi
Yeah.
or whatever, and they're at their temple, Hindu temple. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, like it's another planet up there. The rules do not apply. The regular rules do not apply up there.
Okay, Dark Ninja, one more question, bro. I need to bring in another caller, and I want to end the stream in 5 minutes.
Okay, so as far as religious beliefs and stuff like that, are they open to any say you meet a girl, right? She's Christian or she's Hindu or anything like that. She's Indian girl. If they're open to other same brother, he's not religious. He's just a Christian, and she's Hindu. Would she accept how he is, or she wants him to change?
Honestly, going off of the vibe that I got, the women there are really accommodating. Like, I mean, unless she thinks that her family would not accept you unless you converted, she'd probably be willing to just let you maintain or preserve whatever your religious beliefs are and still make it work, as long as she can still live out her religious beliefs. Like, because again, like there's more women than men there, right? And they're not on this programming where, yeah, I'm just gonna, I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need no man, and I'm just gonna go through the rest of my life and the rest of these, rainy, overcast seasons with no man. Like they know they're gonna have to compromise on some things, and I think some of them would compromise even on like religious beliefs, and like, okay, yeah, we'll believe different things, but I'll still make this work. That's the vibe that I get. They're just accommodating.
Awesome. Thank you for that breakdown there, Johnny. So shout out to B Irons for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. What's too old for a girl to get pregnant for you?
Yeah, I don't like, I think 35 and after, I think that's like old for her to be getting pregnant. And I'm just going based off of medical research, going based off of what gynecologists have written. Women are considered in a geriatric phase when the pregnancy itself is considered a geriatric pregnancy if she's pregnant at 35 and beyond. And the reason why that is because all the risks for everything go up. Risks of miscarriage go up. Risks of losing the woman in childbirth go up. Risks of birth defects go up. All of that is higher, right? So ideally, if you're married to this person and you want to be looking to have children, I would think that you want to have all your kids and be done with that by 35 at the latest. Maybe preferably 32, 33. You know what I mean? Which is why, like, in my opinion, like you should be trying, like, if you, hopefully, you meet someone that's like in the, 20 to 24 range, get to know them, get married by like, 26, 27, or maybe 25, 26, maybe 27, have your kids, get one or two kids in, between 28 and 33, and just be done. But again, you have to have already gotten to know that person, been married with that person for 1 or 2 years before the kids come along, which is why, like, I'm trying to tell brothers, like, you want to try and find someone to marry that's in like the 20 to 24, hopefully 25 at the latest. Like after 25, I don't care where she is in the world. Like, I mean, because again, like you just do the math on it, right? Like if you meet a girl at 27, 28, you got to get to know her. She's older. You got to dig up things in her past. You got to vet her heavily. You know what I mean? You date her for a couple of years, right? Now that puts her at 30. You marry her by 31. You know, let's say you met her at 27, 28, you marry her by 30, 31. Now you want to start working on your, well, you want to first be married, I would think, without kids, at least for the first 1 or 2 years, just to see, you know, just to, you know, enjoy one another as a married couple before bringing kids into the mix. So if you marry her at 30, 31, you met her at 27, 28, right? You marry her at 30, 31. Then by the time she's 33, you're working on your first kid. You really want to be entertaining a second kid after 35. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's not to say that there aren't women over 35 having kids. There are, but usually it's fewer. It's hard for them to get pregnant, a lot harder for them to get pregnant to begin with. And then when they do, there's a higher risk of them not being able to deliver the child healthily to term. Okay. So, and then if they do deliver the child to term, the risks of birth defects are higher. Okay. Down syndrome, disorders, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm trying to encourage brothers, like 28, I think is like, it's too late to just be meeting someone. I would stress trying to, if you can, try and nab a girl, and then like the, you know, I mean, if you can go as low as 18, go ahead, but like 18 to 25 at the latest. And, you know, with the 24, 25-year-olds, really vet them and figure out why they're not married at 25. Because usually after 20, like if they're not married, they're 25 going on the other side of 25, you know, they're probably like more of a modern woman. They've been out there a little bit. It's just more digging you got to do, more vetting you got to do. Remember, the younger they are, the less of a history they're likely to have, the less tainted, less touched they are likely to have been. And that's gonna make, I think, a marriage easier in the long run than you finding someone that's 28 or 30, okay, that has miles on them, that has trauma, okay, that's not coachable, that's not teachable, all of that. So yeah, I'd say like for you to just be, if you're talking about getting her pregnant for the first time, like I think 32 to 35 for the first time. I mean, like that's like, I mean, I think you're pushing it, really. I think you're pushing it. I think you want to have all your kid, like, I'd rather say you want to have all your kids like already had by like early 30s. Sounds harsh.
That's for the woman, right? The woman, by the woman, right? Not the man. The man can be 50.
Man can be 50, 60, 40. That's fine. But not the woman, no.
Facts. Thank you for that breakdown, Johnny. So let me bring in Fletcher Smith in the background. Do you want to turn your camera off, Fletcher, or leave it on? It's up to you, bro. Thank you, brother. And before you speak, Fletcher, hold on, brother. Let me read the super chats real quick. Shout out to Mr. The Legend of Tensuke for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. I'm about to study, but just wanted to show some love as usual, IP. Keep doing the good work of the channel, bro. Thank you for the kind words, brother. That's much appreciated. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Mr. Heems Hotspot for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Peace, brothers from other mothers. Man, this is so refreshing to hear. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the kind words, Heems Hotspot. I appreciate you for the support. Shout out to B Irons for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. I asked this because I'm 19. You're 19. Is that you in your profile picture? You don't look 19, bro. God damn. You look older, bruv. Hey, bruv, what's going on there, bruv? Shout out to B Irons. Cloud certified as well. Well done, bro. You're doing well. You're doing very well. I'm wanting to have my first kid with a foreign girl at 21. Good man, bro. That's exactly what I want to hear. This is what the Passport Bros is all about. Good man, bro. After being with my cloud job for a while. Yo, we got a 19-year-old. He's got the cloud certs and he wants to get married with his first kid at 21. What's your background, B Irons? Where in America are you from? And I'm guessing you come from a very traditional conservative background. That's exactly what I want to hear, man. And that's how it was back in the day before feminism and liberal garbage culture took over. So good man, B Irons. All the best in you finding your girlfriend and future wife. What's up there, Fletcher?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, IP?
I'm all good, brother. How you keeping, man? It's been a minute. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, it's been a while, man. I just wanted to add to what my man was talking about.
Of course, brother. Of course. We got 5 more minutes.
Yeah, yeah. I used to date a chick in Calgary, Canada, and I can definitely vouch for what he's saying, man. She was she took good care of me, man. I mean, it's definitely an eye opener. I mean, and she definitely specifically wanted a American black dude. So I just wanted to vouch and let the brothers know that we're superior in Canada. Period. You know. Period.
See, y'all hear it from another brother. He testifying. It's true.
Yeah, and I was in Calgary. Like I've heard of Vancouver, and I've always wanted to Vancouver because I heard that they love brothers, but they show love in Calgary as well. So, and I remember one year, man, I was on Match.com and I was kind of playing with it. This was like probably 5 years ago, and I saw this one chick, man. I think she was beautiful. She was 20 years old, man, from Vancouver, and man, she immediately gave me her phone number, when I told her I was from the States and all that. And man, she was the sexiest woman I've seen. Like, you know what I mean? So it was just, it's just no competition, man, especially in Canada. So,
They putting the Western women to shame up there, man. I mean, and that kind of effort that they're putting in is just like if you're a brother, you move to Canada, you probably never gonna want to come back to the States.
yeah. Yeah, are there a lot of tall? Because I love tall white women. So, is there a lot of tall white women in Vancouver, or was they kind of like average? Height?
There's probably average to above average. I mean, like let's see, I'm 5'11" without shoes, so I mean, I didn't run across a ton of women that were like my height or taller. There are some out there, but I think because it's mostly, well, I mean, if we're talking about like the average Vancouver woman, they're probably going to be a little bit shorter because a lot of them are Asian. But if you're just talking about the white woman, yeah, probably like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", they might run, is what I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Awesome, man. All right, Mr. Fletcher, you got one last question? Are you good?
Oh, I'm good, man. I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in, and that's another thing, man. I want to let brothers know that whenever you leave America, 'cause I've been to like 9 different countries. Whenever you leave America, I want y'all boys to know that we are superior when we step in that other country, man. Period. I mean, it's no competition,
Awesome.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Fletcher. Appreciate you, brother. Okay, so gonna wrap it up now. No closing statements for everyone. I'm gonna go to Johnny straight to it because it is a late night and I've got work very early. Shout out to B Irons for his incredible parents for raising him as a very serious-minded young man. All the success to you at 19 years old. You are definitely going to be successful. So keep doing what you're doing, bro. So, Mr. Johnny, I want to say a huge thank you, bro, for coming on here today, brother, and breaking it down. Do you have any closing statements, brother?
The only statements I want to leave the audience with is, if you're a brother and you're feeling down or discouraged, you haven't gotten the best treatment in the West, you haven't reached your goals yet. One, don't give up. Don't stay discouraged, because there are brothers out here that have made it, that are making it every day. You've got a community and a home here on the platform, in IP and Theo, that'll help you set out and lay out a game plan to get you to where you want to go. Get your passport. Can't stress that enough. Just get your passport, because this place, the States, it's only good for making money, period. That's it. And then when it comes to just Vancouver specifically, like what Mr. Fletcher was saying, like what I've said, what other guys have said, we're not blowing smoke up anybody's ass. We're being dead honest here. Just go up to Vancouver, see for yourself. You'll be glad you did.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much for that breakdown, bro. And let me go to Stella. Do you have any closing statements, bro?
Yeah, so based on what he said here, I couldn't have agreed more. Like, in this world, like, you got to really strive for what you want, but remember to have fun at it while you still can. But, thanks to IP here, I did recently get my passport, but that's not the end. I'm still trying to achieve my goals to get out of here, because it's kind of a joke. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, bro. Let me go to Mr. Ted Guidey. Do you have any closing statements, bro?
Oh, I don't have much to say. Thank you very much for everything you're doing. I'm currently on your website reading right now, so go ahead.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, bro. Now, let me go to Mr. Dark Ninja, my superstar mod. Do you have any closing statements, bro?
So I don't have much to say. For the brother who's on here, who's giving us the intel on Vancouver, we appreciate it, man. But hopefully we get some intel on Chile, because I've been extremely curious on that country. I've heard some good things. Yeah, so that's basically all I gotta say, man. Brothers, get your passports, and yeah, take care.
Awesome. And shout out to Mr. Joseph Ashbury in the building for the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, Joseph. Welcome back, brother. It's been a pleasure working with you, brother. Let's go. So support. Get your passport. Rose up, people. Rose up. Yes, indeed, brothers. Please support what I'm doing. If you didn't have time to hit the super chats tonight, my PayPal is open 24/7. So feel free to send donations to my PayPal. That'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you cop the merch. Make sure you join that Patreon for more. Make sure you join that Patreon for even more intel on Vancouver and, of course, foreign women IT. The Patreon is the best thing ever. It will help you even further in your IT career, foreign women, etc., etc. So please support, and make sure you definitely like the video and share my channel around to fellow brothers who need this information and intel. I'm International Passport. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you brothers very soon. Peace out, brothers. Thank you very much, and thank you, Johnny. All the best, brother. Much appreciated, brother.